Hello and welcome back to Let's Play The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask with me, Pitmarthroy. In the last episode, we finished up all of Stone Tower Temple, and in this episode, we're going to jump in a giant pit and face the boss of the temple. This is a very interesting boss. Boss is... There's two of these things. There's the other one. So this is a giant masked insect, which is wrong because there's more than one insects. But this is twin mold. I guess it could be two that I don't know. I'm making too much sense. So what you need to do is, if you use Tattle, it'll say its head and tail aren't protected by the exoskeleton, so that's the only part of it you can actually do damage with. But we want to use the giant's mask so we can be the same size as it, maybe even bigger. And this thing does eat up magic, so if that happens, slash the pillars like crazy. Now, the best strategy I find for this is to slash like crazy. Doesn't even matter which one you pick to kill first. Eventually they will just die. See, look, right there I just went crazy. And I find its head easier to hit than its tail, but maybe that's just me. These guys only do a quarter of a heart of damage whenever you're big. Maybe not even a quarter of a heart, I'm trying to think. Maybe it's only half a heart. But with the double defense upgrade, they're not going to do that much damage to you. They will do a full heart if you're regular, but why would you be anyway? And even if they did hit you while you were small, you should have the double defense upgrade, so you'd only be taking half damage anyway. There you are. Can you get back over here? I got him twice there. I don't think they are designed to spawn on top of you. In fact, I don't think I've ever had one do that before. Why am I not hitting this thing? I think I got it on the tail right there, because it didn't look like I slashed the head of it, didn't I? That took 2.5 minutes. Minus the intro, more like 2 minutes. On a scale of 1 to 10, that boss's threat level, 3. Just because of the exoskeleton making you bounce and clank off of the whole thing. Another thing is you can go too far off the stage and die, so just so you know. Well, not like lose all your lives or anything, but, you know. Do that thing where you have to reface the boss. So, heart container bringing up to 16 hearts and getting twin mold's remains, despite the fact that there was 2 and we only get 1 of the heads. I want more trophies of heads. Because, you know, why not? And with that, Final Temple's done. Final Guardian is released. Yeah, the first time I did this game, it took so long. This one just came and went, I am telling you. We're not done with the game, but those temples we are. And they tell you to call us, which obviously means you need to play the Oath to Order on night of the final day on the clock tower. Which sounds sad. You don't want to? And then they say, forgive your friend. What do you mean by forgive? What friend? Weren't you paying attention to that story that the old woman told us about? Once upon a time, the Skull Kid and the Giants were friends. But that's also symbolic because Tattle and Tail used to be the Skull Kid's friends. I'm not sure what that thing is. This is what happens to the area after you beat the temple. Basically, nothing happens, really. In the daytime, you'll see the sky go from brown to blue. All the mummies will be gone now. The Gibdos outside the house. That's about it. Nothing really happens. It's not a dramatic change like the other 3, the second one in particular, this one really nothing happens. It doesn't make the place grow green with the, you know, like the trees or anything like that, which would be kind of cool if it did that. But whatever. Now for the stray fairies, those belong in this house right here. Yeah, I know, really weird spot, just this random house with a door, and there's your fairy fountain. Whatever. So this is the Great Fairy of Kindness, because, you know, Power, Wisdom, Courage, you gotta make up another one. So we get the Great Fairy Sword, which would sound like a great thing, but it's a C item. So you've gotta equip it and use it. If this had been an actual sword to replace the Gilded Sword, it would have been awesome, but it's not. If you want to use it as an actual weapon, go play Soul Calibur 2. This game. I'm disappointed. Oh well. But let's go do some side questing stuff, because that's really all to do before the final area. So yeah. Now I'll tell you right now, in that final area there is going to be 4 heart pieces, so going into it you should have, if you're going for 100%, you should have 19 hearts, so we're only missing, well, let's see how many heart pieces we have, 3, so we're only missing, actually, 9 heart pieces. I think I'm going the wrong, yeah, I'm going the wrong way. So what you want to do is jump into the water here. I want my Zora mask. And I can't use that, because that's in the way. Now you need the light arrows for this, so that's why you can't do it before the temple. Make sure you go to the left, because if you go to the right, you're just going to go down the waterfall, and I actually don't know where that takes you right off the top of my head, but not where you need to be. And that will take you here, and straight into the water. Straight into the wall. Now I kind of like this, getting this heart piece. This is one of my favorite ones. That's just for... I'm guessing that gives you the rupees along the wall or something? I don't know. But yeah, you can see there's a sun switch right there, and there's no other way to... You can't use the mirror shield for it, so you've got to use the light arrow. And also for this, you're going to have 16 or more hearts. If you don't, you won't be deemed having enough strength by this dude again. So there's more lingering spirits in here, and it says these are old friends that you know before. These are all mini-bosses, actually. I'll bet you already know what one of them is right off the bat. And I don't think he's in this room, but... I'll go ahead and show off the Great Fairy Sword, because I believe one of the mini-bosses is... Is this the one with... Yeah, this is the one with the Lasalfos. With the Great Fairy Sword, you can actually kill these guys in one hit. Watch. And you gotta swing it with the C-stick buttons. You can't use B to slash with it. Like, I had it on my right C-stick, so I was hitting the right C-stick to actually slash with it. You can also do a great spin with it, but it's really weird. It is really weird. And it's gotta be a quick spin with it. You can't charge it up, I don't think there's any way to do that. That'll give you a silver rupee. All these fights will give you silver rupees, which I don't need. If you want to play the Song of Time and then just do this again for the 400 rupees, be my guest. I'm going to grind off screen for that 5,000 rupees in the bank, though. You'll probably see that at the start of the next video. Because honestly, even though I've got 3,000, nobody wants to see me grind for that 2,000 other rupees. Yep. This guy again. This fight is actually kind of annoying right here because the pillars get in the way. And because you have no map, you can't tell where he is by the dot. The first part's not too bad, but the second part where he's got the other dudes, it's kind of annoying. Because you gotta find the one that's not running around the room. Fortunately, there's not too many of these little pad things, whatever they're called. Whoa, he is right there. You can also tell because it's the one that's not really faded as much. I'm just gonna skip the treasure chest because it's always 100 rupees, so there's no point in me going over there to pick it up. Even though I'm not gonna be doing that main side quest that I talked about, not in this video anyway. I do want to try to get quite a fair amount of these other side quests knocked out, including this one and the Deku Scrub land title deeds and all those. For those of you that play the game, you know what I'm talking about. This fight is, not at all surprisingly, well actually surprisingly, Wart. You actually wouldn't expect to see him in here, but you do. Alright. Link's like, what's going on, even though I've seen this before? In Temple 3. I think I'm actually damaging him. Alright, let's just try this then. My usual strategy. I actually prefer this to bombs or Deku Nuts. Always have, so. So since we're busy fighting mini-bosses here, and I already mentioned I had my mock day at school in a previous episode, I might as well say how it went, because, you know, some of those guys I haven't seen since the end of last year. Oh, great. I'm gonna get rid of these things. But it was really cool to see everybody again. Man, some of them have gotten tall, some of them haven't grown an inch. One of my friends that is now a freshman in high school, she's taller than one of the seniors that's one of my friends also. She's like half a foot taller than her. Like, all the senior girls are really, really short. Where is he aiming at? Dude. I just prefer to use the spin attack instead of the arrows. I don't like using the arrows on a moving target. It doesn't work for me. I'm not a sharpshooter like that. Go get a sniper from Fire Emblem to do that for me. Don't get me wrong, though, I love the archers in Fire Emblem. But anyway, going back to that mock day thing, in Advanced Biology, the only class I've got there, which kind of stinks that I'll only be seeing those guys for an hour, but whatever. The principal's an ass, but I'm sorry if that offended somebody, but he is an ass. Nobody watches it except for one of my friends anyway, and he will agree with me 100% because he was an absolute jerk to him. He just did that because he didn't like his dad. He was mean to him just because he didn't like his dad, which is completely unfair. Because there's no excuse to be mean to somebody just because you don't like one of their relatives. That's just not... That is just completely out of line, to be honest. And if you feel otherwise, that's fine, but I'm just saying, there's no need to be a jerk to somebody that you don't even know that well, if at all, just because you don't like somebody that they're related to. Because it's not exactly like they can just swap families anytime soon. But anyway, that's the only reason I go there, is because the actual people there are awesome, you know, friend-wise. Faculty-wise, minus the principal, the faculty's awesome. And now that you're done, he'll give you a piece of heart for this. Well, treasure chest will appear. But anyway, in biology, there's another guy named Derek in there, which is, you know, always funny, because we'll sit by each other just so he can go Derek and Derek, because he loves saying Derek and Derek, I don't know why. Because he'll always tell us I never get tired of saying that. But he was the victim last year, so to speak. You know, he'd always pick on him. It wasn't like being a jerk picking on him, but, you know, just kind of messing with him. It was a friendly type thing. But he said this year that because he picked on him last year, all Derek has to do is tell him, and he will pick on somebody else this year. So it's a good thing, because a lot of people were mean to him last year. It was a good thing I was one of the people that's nice to him, because now it's coming back to bite him, because he's narrowed it down to 2 candidates, but, you know, that is karma at its finest right there. There's also another item we can pick up, a somewhat new item, I think. You're not going to use it for anything. It's only used in the final area. I guess you could use it in other places, but you don't have to. And that is the Bomb Chew. First seen in the Spirit Temple in Ocarina of Time, but not till... You actually are supposed to find it in the final area, but you can get it right there. It shows up right there on your item. So we got all the items minus one final bottle. This is for the main side quest of the game, these 3 slots right here. Mask-wise, we are missing 5 still. Got all the songs, got all the masks, got all the upgrades here. Still need some pieces of heart. Got the full map. Let's go and do that side questing thing I talked about. Not the main side questing thing, the other one. Not that thing, the other thing. But it's weird, like, how many kids aren't there. What's really strange in my class is there's actually about 10 or 12, which for us is a lot, because our high school, like a lot of you know, had about 60 or 70 kids. Now, because the principal is a jerk, because he was the principal last year, there's only 40 kids now. So basically, they got cut in half. And the only reason that nobody's making a fuss about it is because the overall amount of kids is equal, because there's a lot of kids in the elementary classes that are coming here. Because, you know, it's completely unfair to be a jerk to a little kid, but when it's somebody in high school, it's fair game, apparently. But, whatever. Like, honestly, it might seem like I'm making a big deal out of nothing, but for those of you that go there, you know that the faculty has made stupid decisions. And will continue to make stupid decisions until that man is gone. His own son doesn't even like him. That's how much of... Never mind. Let's just forget it. Okay, fine. One more hypocritical thing. Girls are not allowed to wear... We have to wear uniforms, and like with guys have to wear a tie and girls have to wear skirts that go down past the knee. Yet the Spirit Squad can wear ones that, like, are halfway between your knee and your thigh, which is completely stupid. It just makes no sense. But anyway. I could go on and on about it, which is sad because it's only the first day back, but whatever. 51432, alright. So what we're doing here is we're going to get the land title deed. You do this in the first 3-day cycle if you've forgotten. You could also do the main side quest that I talked about, but this is a lot quicker because by the time you get the paper you need for the main side quest, it's already like 3/4 over, so you might as well just finish it out, you know, see it through to the end. Okay, this is about school, but not really about complaining about the faculty. This is just kind of something you gotta know for the co-op channel. Well, not the co-op channel that I'm in, but the multiplayer channel that I'm using, the other account, Violet Blade 21. I do have the lineup for the 4 players ready. We're not done recording. We're still in World 9. Yeah, I know. And I think we've gotten like 4 out of 8 levels done for the 2-player. But in the 4-player, we do have the full lineup set up. Because me and 2 other kids are having my mom teach history for us, so we're going to do it right before history, and then the other person that's doing it with us is homeschooled full-time, and he can adjust his schedule however he needs to because it's online, so, you know. I mean, we got it set up, so. I know I'm going to be Mario, and I know who's going to be Luigi. I'm not sure who's going to be Blue or Yellow Toad. I don't know if they'll care or if they're going to rock, paper, scissors for it. I prefer the Blue Toad, but that's just because I don't like yellow as a color. That's just me. Not that blue's my favorite color. Everybody knows what my favorite color is, but of those 2, yes, it is definitely blue is my favorite color of those 2. In fact, of all the colors of the rainbow, yellow is probably my least favorite. Which I know is completely unimportant, but I might as well find something to talk about here. And I guess second least would be orange or red, and then the third least would be whichever one of those wasn't second least. That would leave green, blue, and purple. I'd have to say green and then blue, and then obviously purple's my favorite. those of you that haven't watched one of my other 960-something videos. That's when this was posted for any future viewers, by the way, because they might be like 960. He's already over 1,000. What's he talking about? Yeah, we gotta go to South Clock, so there's no point in going that way. And it doesn't matter about the cycle of day. That doesn't matter here, so don't worry about it. And yes, I did mean to activate that. I wasn't being stupid. If I wanted to get up there, I could just climb up. The only reason you have to do this in the 3-day cycle is because you're a Deku, so you're too short. Alright, so now that we have the land title deed, I really wish you could skip this cutscene right here, like Fire Emblem, where you could just press start to skip it. I don't do that in my LPs, but whenever I'm playing the game through, I skip them always. Well, like, after I played it through once already. Because I'm still working on Shadow Dragon. I'm on chapter 22, I think. Which I think there's only, like, 35 chapters in the game. So, yeah. So now what we're going to do with this title deed is basically we're going to go around to the other 3 areas and get some art pieces for them. So, first stop is the Southern Swamp. Now, if you've been paying attention to the Deku Scrubs, they'll actually talk about, well, we've only actually seen 2 of them, because the other 2 were either not necessary to get to, or I just didn't talk to them. They'll talk about how they'd rather move to a different location. And the one in the swamp would prefer to move to a more popular location. Which I don't know if Clocktown is popular, but it's popular during this 3-day thingamajig. Okay, apparently you gotta talk to him as the right species, race, whatever you want to call them. So in this one, you just have to talk to him as regular Link. And he will give you, instead of that, he will give you the Swamp title deed, which is green. How nice. And yes, you have to watch a cutscene like this every time. I know. Why? Not sure. Funny? Yes, but not helpful. And you've probably seen me pass this one many times and wondering how you're supposed to get there, and you probably know how to get, or probably knew to get rid of that business scrub but didn't know how. Well, there we go. Was that a... No, that was just the first piece of art. That's right, we got that other one earlier. Alright, so... now we have 8 heart pieces left. I'm not counting the 4 that are in the final area, just so you know. For anybody wondering, wait, he's off by something. I'm talking about, like, you know, not final area stuff. Because all that's actually in the final area is 1 mask and 4 heart pieces. And the bomb chews, I suppose, if you count those. Let's just use this. Get there a little bit faster. So the area we're going to is back to the Goron village, actually. Doesn't matter if it's snowing or not. Dude, the one pole in the entire area, you had to run into it. Actually, I wasn't that upset about it, just so you know. I'm just something to do. For all I know, I might even be cutting this out, so... Though I don't know what other side quests to do straight off the top of my head, so it may not even matter. Oh, sorry, I just ran you over, man. Sorry about that. So now I'll put the Deku mask on and talk to him. Why the Deku one? I don't know. Basically, you're going to use whatever... Like, Deku is associated with Swamp, Mountain is associated with Goron, and the Water is associated with Zora, so the next one you're going to have to talk to is a Goron, and then the final one you're going to have to talk to is a Zora. Strange, yes. I don't know why, but whatever. Didn't make the game. Wish I had been a part of it, but like I said, when this game came out, I was 5. They probably planned it at least a year in advance, so... I don't think a 4-year-old would be much help in a video game. In designing a video game. Alright, another piece of heart. Why are you pulling that out, you stoop? The only reason I'm keeping my Deku Mask on the C-Stick item is because you gotta use the Deku Flower, so... Alright, up next, Zora Cape. Not the actual Zora Cape itself, but you're going inside that area where all the band members are, so... And we want to find Lulu's room, which is the one with the peeping Tom. We're gonna get interrupted, though, before we make it there. Yeah, this one right here. I do love this conversation right here, though. Shut up, I'm busy right now. Ah, Michael, you caught me. Yeah, Lulu's been looking kind of weird lately. I was worried. It's not like I was spying on her or anything. I'm not some kind of weirdo or some sort of slimy fish or anything, yeah. I just remembered where I have to somewhere to be. What time is it? You have to be there, like, right now. See ya. Stalker! Freaking paparazzi. See, all that's in Lulu's room is just this one dude. That sounded really weird. But whatever. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. Here, have this piece of paper. I think he wants to go somewhere with, like, better air, altitude, I don't know. I don't pay attention to the conversation because I don't really care. Like, I might actually talk about him, but it's not even plot relevant, so what's the point, you know? And that hole just happened to be there so he could get out. I wonder if the spy is, like, ever fallen through the ceiling into her room. That would be really funny. And the shell will eat you, so you need to get out of here really fast. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Yeah, I can use the Zora Mask right now. And I need the Ocarina. Can we warp out of here? I don't actually know if you can. Is that a dead fish right there, or is that just a rock? I don't care. Ikana Canyon! And for those of you that are wondering, like, you know how I can skip over the Song of Double Time cutscene? I can't skip over that one with the Song of Storms. Song of Soaring, not the Song of Storms. You can't skip over that, just so you know. Did you get up there? Thank you. So if you ever notice this little path off to the side, this is where it goes. There's actually, this is part of the main side quest thing over here. This is, that thief Sakin, this is his hideout right here. You actually see that. Sakin's hideout. Protected by impenetrable security. Which is actually true. You have to wait for him to show up by hiding behind these rocks until he comes over here. And then the door will open, and that's when you get through. And I need that title deed. The ocean title deed. It's all fancy and blue. I wish I'd quit pulling that out at the wrong moment. He wants to do business in the sea breeze while listening to the sound of the waves. I guess that's what the hole in the ceiling is for. And he gives you a huge rupee for 200 rupees. Because there's no more title deeds, that's the last one. Thank goodness. Because that side quest always took too long. For not being the main side quest of the game, it took too long. Always has. If I remember correctly, there's actually something really interesting that this gossip stone here says. Let's talk to it for a second, here in a minute, after we get this piece of heart! Where we are missing only 4 more. actually know where most of those are right off the top of my head, but anyway, let's see what this one has to say. Because I actually remember it being pretty interesting, if I remember correctly. Can we talk to it? Yeah, here we go. The Fierce Deity Mask, a mask that contains the merits of all masks, seems to be somewhere in this world. That is actually the final mask of the game. That's the mask that you find in the final area. But we'll get more into that later for those of you that don't know this game that well. Which hopefully you do, or should know most about it by now. But anyway, next time on Let's Play The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask, we're probably going to go head off to do that main side quest, unless there's any other pieces of heart that I forgot. I know there's a few, but I think most of them you have to at least start the side quest before being able to do them. So, I think that's it. I don't think there's any I can do right off the bat without at least starting that side quest. So I'm probably going to finish the side quest and get all the masks from the side quest, and then actually use the masks to get the heart pieces. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. I'm going to put my rupees in the bank and play this on time. If I remember, I will grind for 5,000 rupees. And I will see you guys next time. So thanks for watching.